guys, welcome back to Sync with Sarah. I really wanted to do like another day, another video, but it's more of another month, another vlog type of a situation, so we're just gonna ignore that. Don't worry, I'm in 12th grade, guys, so life keeps getting busier. I don't know if you remember or not, but like a couple months ago I posted a study tips about 11th grade video, and now that I'm in 12th grade, I feel like I'm eligible to give advice about my own stream, which is commerce. Because when you take science and when you take arts, you studied the subjects before, you kind of know what to expect. Not on the same scale, you haven't studied that, but you do know what to expect. But when you take commerce, you have two new subjects, completely new subjects, accountancy and business studies. And then with applied maths, there is not enough material out there because people say it's a relatively new subject. Anyways, what really inspired me was when day before yesterday, a couple 11thers came to me asking about, well, commerce and like accountancy and business studies and what comes in the exams, and that made me like, that gave me major flashbacks of when I went through the same thing. So I thought, now that I'm in 12th grade, why not give and like put out a little bit of advice that would have definitely helped me. Let me just get some of the basics out of the way before I start giving advice. Let me just start with, your 11th grade marks do not matter, and I'm not saying this in a your 10th board marks do not matter because nobody's ever gonna ask for it again sort of way. I mean realistically, like they do not get added anywhere. You don't need it again, okay? Your 10th board and 12th board marks are asked for again and again in colleges, in different places, but not your 11th grade marks. So chill out. And what was really comforting was our 11th grade teachers kept saying this to us, so we were relaxed as well. Also, if you want to know what subjects I am studying accountancy, business studies, English, economics, and applied maths. That is my 5th subject. I was given an option between IP and applied maths. I went for applied maths. Also, a key tip, you can pick a 6th subject as well. In our school, you could pick it after 11th grade started, and then you had to go inquire in the office and all that. So if you're unaware, then you'll miss the chance to get a 6th subject. Did I get one? No, I did not. Do I recommend it? Okay. If by any chance you want to ensure that your 12th grade percentage is really high, then you should get a 6th subject. And you're like, why wouldn't anybody want to increase their percentage? It is because if you want to appear for exams like CUET, then your 12th board marks do not have any weightage. You need to get 50% and above, but except for that, there is no weightage of your 12th board marks. As of now, it is in discussion that your board marks should be given some weightage before you appear for CUET, but right now there is nothing of this sort. So I am good. That is why I don't want the burden of studying an extra 6th subject when I know nobody's ever gonna ask for my 12th board exam marks as well. If you're interested in knowing all the books I use, so for English I used Hornbill and Snapshots, which is NCERT. For business studies I used NCERT again. These are the only 2 subjects I think I used NCERT for. For English, you don't need more than that. And for business studies, the thing is, in 11th grade, your teacher set your paper, so NCERT was enough. I mugged up everything from there, and that is where the questions came from in my exam. Then for economics, I studied from Sandeep Gar. That is what my school gave. It was more than enough because it had enough examples, the theories were perfectly explained. If you want to get some other book, you can. I'll put down some recommendations as well. For maths, I used Emil Agarwal, and for accountancy, I was given NCERT by my school, but that is not what I used. I used S.E. Sharma. For accountancy, the 2 most famous reference books are D.K. Goyal and S.E. Sharma, and you need to get one of these because the NCERT is not enough at all. If you want a reference book for applied maths, the truth is it's really unfortunate, but there is not at all enough material out there for the subject applied maths. Some of my teachers recommended me that I should get a core maths book and study the topics that are similar in both the books, which is too much. Is there an NCERT available for applied maths? Unbelievably, no. There is no physical copy, but there is a digital copy available, which our teacher provided to us. So you should ask your teacher for it as well. If you cannot, then comment down below. I might be able to provide you with a link if I still have it. Let me just start with business studies. A lot of people in my class actually found business studies tough because, well, most people take commerce because they think it is an escape from all the learning you have to do in arts and the difficulty level from science. but business studies is all about mugging up. And the best way I think to do is first of all watch a video online, Rajat Arora, always Rajat Arora, and then I would jaldi read the chapter upar se, and when I would be reading I would kind of mug up because I already understood the concepts. Now I just had to learn it up. Do I think notes are necessary in BSc? Many people start by making notes in the first 2 chapters and then they stop, because guys, there is nothing in business studies that you can leave out, because in exams now MCQs also come and like 6-mark questions also come. So what will you even do with the notes? And if you say you make the language easier, then NCERT has really basic language. There isn't really any scope to make it easier. But yes, what I do recommend is when you watch YouTube videos now, they explain some things in very like easy language, so you can write that down in your book itself, like with a pen, pencil, or with a sticky note. That is really good for memorization as well. Let us get to the real good stuff, which is accountancy. I'm going to try to clear as many doubts as I think I had in 11th grade. To begin with, is it difficult? Is it difficult to understand? All that. Okay, realistically speaking, when I started 11th grade, for the first month, I had no idea what was going on, and not in the oh I don't understand maths in class kind of way, in the made to sit in standard 1 without teaching what ABCD is kind of way. Okay, obviously because it is a new subject. Do you need tuition? Do you need coaching? It really depends on how much you understand in class. But if you want a more impartial answer, then maybe you should check out what 11th graders have to say about 11th grade video of mine, in which I interviewed many 11thers from all streams. But I don't know anybody in my group who doesn't take tuition or coaching. Also, you do need to get a DK Goyal, SE Sharma, because guys, if I had to explain it in one line, the accountancy is just like maths. There is a lot of practice needed. You won't be able to answer questions in exam if you don't practice it enough. Do I think YouTube is enough? The thing is, YouTube is great to understand basic concepts. YouTube is great to, study the day before your teacher is going to teach the next topic in class, but nothing more than that. It will only teach you how to make the format, but not really how to answer the real questions. But again, if you had to watch YouTube, go check out Rajat Arora. That's whom I would watch to understand how to make the format and stuff. Applied maths. If you've needed a tuition teacher before in 10th, 9th, whatever, you will need a tuition teacher again, even if it is applied maths. Some people ask me, is applied maths easier than core maths? It depends purely on your strengths. So core maths has more of, calculus, trigonometry, everything revolves around that mostly. But in applied maths, a huge chunk of the portion, along with calculus and all that, we don't have trigonometry, but with calculus and stuff, a large chunk of the portion is financial maths. So we've got taxes, utility bills, GST, compound interest, all that. So we have 50% of the core maths portion along with 50% of commerce maths, financial maths. So if you're not good with numbers, if you make a lot of silly mistakes and you cannot do quick calculations, then you might lose marks. Really horrible problem that I found with applied maths instantly was in 10th grade, you could search up, R.S. Agarwal's solution of exercises for homework to understand a particular question, but in 11th grade you don't got that because there are no sites that have applied math solutions. So the best YouTube channel according to me is Gaur Classes, because not only does he explain the concepts, but he also solves each and every single question. So it is great to clear a doubt or to do homework, because many a times you are behind from the class. Economics. It is actually the sneaky subject. You thought you'll do really well in economics and you understand everything because you've studied it in 9th and 10th, and then you start with classes and you're like, shit. From studying money and credit and tertiary primary sector, you are suddenly studying these graphs you do not understand, and you do not understand consumers equilibrium because every teacher tells you it's the most difficult chapter from microeconomics. Yeah, relax, because I know for a fact that many people actually even started taking tuitions in my class. And if you can, then sure. If you have the time to, then sure. The more practice, the better. But if I'm being very honest, you do not need tuition for economics. If you take out some time at home, if you haven't understood in school, to watch a YouTube video, and then if it's a chapter where you need to solve questions, then practice, that will be more than enough. And I'm the proof of it. Up until like half yearlies, I didn't know what I was going to do in my exams, And then I sat down a week before my economics exam. I put my friend on a call and I got 72 out of 75 in economics, which was really surprising to everybody. But all I did was watch YouTube videos and practice the graphs on paper and solve the questions, and like just practice from Sandeep Garg. Something you really need to know, which we didn't when we just started off with 11th grade, was we thought that, oh, we do not understand micro, it's fine, we'll study statistics and go. You know how much weightage can micro hold and how much weightage can stats hold? The thing is, there are two different sections in your exams. So it's basically two different question papers with a section of statistics and with a section of micro, like science in 10th grade, CBSE. So we had physics separately, we had chemistry separately, and we had biology separately. So both held like 35-40 marks each. You need to study both or else you won't pass. Something you really need to know is in 11th grade, every chapter has graphs, right? You've got an entire chapter only on graphs, which is price determination. Then you've got demand curves, supply curves, even in consumer's equilibrium, there are many graphs. So do not rely on memory. You know, we think ghar pe baithe baithe that, okay, I'll remember how to make it. It's so simple, like this, and then either it's downwards, either it's upwards. Something happens during exams, your brain will short circuit and you'll forget what to do. You'll forget what went where and how the labeling worked. I think I already experienced this in a couple tests. Always practice graphs on a piece of paper with a pen and pencil. Trust me, you'll thank me later for this. I know some IP girlies are watching this video and I have no clue about IP, so I messaged a friend asking about something she would recommend, and apparently don't rely on memory or what you did in school. Always practice at home, which is really true. You should practice at home on a laptop, because at the end of the day, you don't only have to give practicals, you also need to write the code down during exam. That brings us to the end of this week's video. This is all I could think of at the moment. I am sure you have so many more questions. I did. I cannot remember anything, so comment down below. I'll definitely answer. If you want some material, comment down below. If I have it, I'll try to make a link or something and put it in my description box below. But I think now I'm going to begin with my 12th grade content. It will not be advice and more of a come along with me on my journey, because I did see a couple people commenting on I should make a study vlog for 12th grade. So maybe I'll do that for my next video. So yeah, if you like the video, then don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and do comment. And see you guys hopefully next week. Bye!